Hello, everyone. In this segment, Gabby, a strong and wonderful woman who radiates hope, shares about the loss of her grandma and how she managed to pull herself out of darkness through seeking Christ. Without further ado, let's dive into the sharing.
Hello, I'm Gabby. I'm an Indonesian. I am living here in Singapore since 2013, so it has been like 7 years. I am currently working, but I studied in SUTD back then in 2013, and I just graduated for like 2 years. A little bit about my family. So I live with my parents and my sister, and we are kind of quite close to my grandma, even though compared to my other cousins who live together with my grandma, of course they are like closer to her compared to me and my family. We kind of live a bit of drive towards her house, so I only see her about once to 2 weeks in a month. Yeah, and ever since I started studying and working in Singapore, it dropped to like 1 to 2 years, 2 times a year. And it kind of break my heart a little bit that I don't see her more often, even though that I felt like every time I meet her, I would try to give her food or like bring her favorite things like chocolates or any gifts. But as she grow old, of course, like the things that I gave her, she can't enjoy anymore, like chocolates or clothes, because yeah, she just is older and things are not the way that it used to work. Yeah. So about my grandma's passing, she's 76-year-old this year, and she has already been hospitalized for about like few weeks, but her condition has not stabilized enough, and that's why she's been staying there for long. And it was odd because this is not the first time that she fell down, and of course this is not a good thing, but usually when she's hospitalized, usually it's only like 1 to 2 weeks, and then it's gonna be fine. She'll going back to home, and then she's gonna go home. And then we of course just pray for her and pray for her speedy recovery. But yeah, this time around is different. It's a bit longer. So one day my mom called me. It was at around 3:30 p.m. and I have a presentation at 4 p.m. that day. So what happened at that day, she told me that, oh, grandma is no longer with us. So at that moment, of course, I'm very shocked, but at the same time, I know I have to keep myself together because there's nothing I can do. Really, there's nothing I can do. I'm here in Singapore, but my family are there in Jakarta. And of course, the first thing that came across to my mind is, what's the fastest way for me to get home, to be together with my family? But it will take at least 3 days for me to get from Singapore to Jakarta, and calculating the time and cost, it just doesn't make sense for me to actually fly home. So I feel a lot of sense of guilt because I should have spent more time with my grandma. I should have been there with my family when it all happened. And it's just really sad because it's tough that you're not with. I can't pay my tribute to her even at the very last moment. So even during her cremation, I can't be there for her. But luckily with technology, my sister and the whole family still help to set up all of those video calls so that I can still be with her, and kind of send her off in a way. And it was hard, like especially for the first week when she passed away, because yeah, like what I said, there's nothing I can do. There's a lot of guilt. And one of the things that my cousin told me when this happened is that, yes, you already know that there's nothing you can do, but there's one thing you should do, which is to pray for her. Pray for her so that her soul will be safe, so that she can get to heaven like as soon as possible. And one prayer in particular that she taught me to do is the Divine Mercy Chaplet. And she asked that I pray for her, for my grandma, the Divine Mercy Chaplet, for at least 40 days. And the prayer itself, well, it's simple, but actually the every time you say those prayer, it help you to console yourself and also at the same time pray for her so that she can be safe. And after those 40 days, it is still sad. There is still a lot of guilt in me, but I think as time goes, I feel a little bit better day by day. And yeah, there's another thing that also helped me going through, especially on the first 1 week that she was passing. I do listen to a lot more Christian songs than I usually do. And one song struck out most to me, which is the Amazing Grace, My Chains Are Gone, by Chris Tomlin. And the particular phrase of my chains are gone, I've been set free, my God, my Savior has ransomed me. At the moment that I hear those sentences, it really consoled me and like it made me believe that maybe this is for good. Like my grandma has been sick for a while. She is in a way in a chain, right? And by letting her go and go back to her eternal home, she has been set free. She is returning to the Father's home. So maybe after all, when I think of it, it might actually be a blessing in disguise. Yeah. So what's my hope this Christmas and beyond? Well, I really hope that I can be with my family as soon as possible. Maybe all this while I just take things for granted, and well, I wish I can spend more time with them, because once they're gone, they're just gone, and it's really sad. And we should really cherish the time that we have with them while we are still here in this earth. And yes, I think that's all my wish for this Christmas and beyond, to spend more time with family.
Thank you, Gabby, for that touching sharing. As we near the end of this taxing year, let's continue to center ourselves in hope and light, knowing that Christ is always with us, and with Him, nothing is impossible to overcome. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas and God bless.